Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie ESTHER here, and this is my second YouTube channel called Paulie Pops, where I make videos about my hobby of collecting these Funko Pop figures you see here behind me. And well, I live in Ontario, Canada, which had recently been under some very stringent restrictions with stay-at-home orders and businesses ordered to shutter for the last 2 or 3 months until the government was able to get enough supplies of vaccine and vaccinate the populace to reduce the transmission of COVID-19. As numbers have gotten better, we've started to see phase 1, phase 2, and now phase 3 opening of businesses again and return to normalcy. So this past week, the local mall was open for the first time for me. So I went into the mall, went to a few different stores, got some great deals at Hot Topic, which is going to be in another video. But I went to another store, which is going to remain nameless at this time, but it is an independent store. It's not a mass retailer, and they sell Funko Pops. So I went in there and I got the deal of lifetime, I think. We'll see if you agree by the time we're done the end of the video. So first thing my son spotted, they have a great selection in the store, by the way, and the price of the figures is in line with what EB Games charges here. Remember, I'm in Canada, so we're paying Canadian dollars. So they charge $15 per figure, which winds up being $17 with our 13% sales tax here in Canada, which is roughly $13.50 a figure in US dollars. Anyway, so my son found the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, the Mac and Blue and Eduardo, and he wanted those, so I said sure, go ahead and grab them. I am actually going to get a set of those for myself as well, but I was spending quite a bit of money in this shop, so I just said you get your set and I'll worry about getting my set later. But they have a great selection, a lot of figures that I haven't seen anywhere else, and I don't have a problem paying that price because it's in line with what I pay at EB, so I feel like it's fair. And I understand that they're an independent shop and they have to pay a little bit more, especially if they're paying mall rent, right? Which is not cheap. So 2 figures that I did get for myself, something that I have wanted the instant that I saw that they were announced by Funko, are the Bewitched Funko Pops. So here we have Samantha Stevens, as we see her in the opening of the Bewitched TV show in her witch hat riding the broom, the cartoon version that we always see in the opening of that show. I absolutely love Elizabeth Montgomery as Samantha Stevens. Bewitched is one of my favorite all-time, like, older 1970s sitcoms. I thought that was a wonderful show. And we lost her too early, if you ask me. I mean, I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Elizabeth Montgomery, I believe she died of ovarian cancer, and she's sorely missed. Such a talent. This was like an instant buy for me as soon as I saw it. I had seen this figure at a flea market, farmer's market type setting. They wanted $25 for the figure, and I almost got it, but I'm pretty cheap. I mean, it sounds ridiculous for me to say that I'm pretty cheap about what I spent on these figures when you see how many figures I have, but I always try and get the best deal and grind no matter what. I always want to get the best value whenever I can. So I held off. I said, I'll be able to get Samantha cheaper if I wait. And sure enough, they had her there for the $15 price. So I popped on that. And very happy to have that. And then I also got Agnes Moorehead as Endora. This is a great series. I don't know if they'll ever make any more than these 2. These had been like, at least these, I've seen the Endora prototype like a long time ago, like years ago. So they finally went through and made these, and I'm very happy about it. I don't know if we'll ever get anything beyond that, but I'm happy just to have these 2. They're pretty well done. Endora, such a great character on the Bewitched show. I love that her robe, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but her scarf across of her dress here is translucent. You can see through it a little bit, so that's a nice feature. And she always had that garish eye makeup. It's just a great representation of Endora, if you ask me. So we bought those 5 figures, the Foster Home for Imaginary Friends, and these 2, and I got my son a plush that he wanted as well. And then I noticed that they had some Chase figures behind the counter. Now, Chase figures, if you don't know what they are, certain figures have a Chase variation that there's like a 1 in 6 chance of getting them. And if you're lucky enough to find them in a retail store such as a Toys R Us or EB Games sitting on the shelf, of course they're the same price as the other figures, because those are mass retail chains, and they don't recognize the difference between a regular and a chase version. They sell them all for the same price. Typically, hobby stores, independent stores, they mark up the price on these chases because, you know, their costs are generally a bit more than these mass retail brick and mortars, and they understand that if they sell them for regular price, people are just going to scoop the chases and leave them with everything else, because normally they're a little bit more expensive on the regular figures, so they try and make up the cost. I think they pay more too, because they don't buy in mass like these mass retailers do. So I understand when independent shops do charge more for these chase figures. The cheapest I've ever seen a chase at a store in Canada is $25, and I've paid it a couple times. It was something that I really wanted. I just said, well, how am I ever going to get that chase? I'll buy it. And you've seen me pay a premium for chases here on other videos in this channel. If you watch the video where I ordered stuff from Chalice Collectibles, I was paying $35 US for a bundle of a regular figure and a chase. So I was basically paying 10 bucks for the regular and $25 for the chase for that $35 bundle. So that's pretty typical with these independent stores, right? So I said, all the chases that you have there behind the counter, are they all different prices? Are they the same price? What are you charging for the chases? And the lady who was running the shop, and she's the one I've seen there ever since the store opened, so she wasn't like wet behind the ears or green, you know, she was a veteran, seasoned employee of this store. She's the manager, like she knows what's what. So she says, no, they're regular price. And I said, oh, well, what does that mean? What's regular price? She goes, no, they're the same price as the ones over there on the shelf, all the regular figures. Because I just have them set here, segregated, grouped up, but they're the same price as the other figures. And I was like, oh, I couldn't believe my ears, because I'm staring at about 10 or 12 different chases behind the counter, and she's telling me that they just charge regular price for this. Now, this was news to me. I had been to this store many times. I don't know if because they had been closed for so long that they just opened up a bunch of stock and had all of these, if they don't normally have that many chases on hand, or if other people know that this is what they do all the time and they come in and grab them. And I just happened to be Johnny on the spot the first day of the mall opening, the first one there to ask about these chases and have the opportunity to buy them. Not sure what the deal was with that. We'll get to more of that in a minute. But I was like, okay, can I have that and that and that and that and that? So I wound up buying 7 chase figures because the deal was just too good to pass up. So again, the price is basically $13.50 US per chase figure for me when you do the conversion. So we're going to go through here and I'll show you what I got one by one. So now we're going to start with these, and some of these are actually the figures, the same figures that I ordered those bundles of from Chalice for $35 for a pair of figures, and I got the chases for $13.50. And you might be like, well, Paulie, why did you buy doubles? You already have that. Because it's such a good deal that I thought these would be good traders to have. I just can't leave them there for this price. So here we go. We'll start out with Andy Stitzer Chase holding the Steve Austin figure. Now normally he's holding Oscar Goldman. So the Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man, is the chase version of this. It's pretty minor chase, honestly, but it is a chase. So let's see, I'll show you here on the pop price guide. There we go. So the regular Andy is $8, and the one holding Steve Austin is books at $26 US. So that's a double up right there, right? Okay, next we have another figure that I ordered on the bundle from Chalice, the Count Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula movie. And this one has him licking the blood off the razor blade. The normal one just has him with the smile and the greeting with his arms wide open. This one has licking the blood. That's a really cool figure. I love this one. I think it looks amazing. Same thing on this one. Let's see. We'll check pop price guide. And that's $8 for the regular one. and then the chase is 31 bucks. So more than a double up on that. I think everything here is going to be at least a double up, if not more, for my price. After that, we got Azrael from Good Omens. This is the Amazon Prime TV show, and the normal one has Azrael holding a book, and this one has Azrael holding the ice cream cone. This isn't a show I'm familiar with. I have seen a lot of press and Amazon Prime pushing it with I think David Tennant's in it as well, right? And it's too cheap to pass up. I couldn't leave it there. I did leave some chases though, just to let you know. I didn't like clean them out, but I was like, yeah, I'll get that one too. So let's see, Azrael, that one on Pop Price Guide. Normal one holding the book, $8 for the common, 30 bucks for the chase holding the ice cream cone. So after that, we got this one here, and I'm gonna show these to you in order of my appreciation because they just get better in my opinion. Is Sarah Connor from Terminator Dark Fate. Now, this movie was kind of panned and bombed, and I don't think the figures did very well, but I liked it. I'm a Terminator fan, so I like the movie. And this is Sarah Connor Chase, has her tossing the cell phone into the empty potato chip bag so that they can't get tracked by the cell phone. She's blocking the signal. And the interesting thing about this one is because these figures didn't sell very well, they had their regular Terminator figures on clearance for $10 Canadian instead of $15. So I paid around $8 or $9 US with the exchange rate and the tax. So because the regular figures were on clearance, this one was also on clearance. So I got this for like $8 or $9, which is just crazy to me. And let's see, the Terminator Sarah Connor Dark Fate normal figure with her holding the sawed-off shotgun is $9, and the chase is 24 bucks. Next, here we go. What order do I want to do these in? I guess we'll do this. This is the most recent figure of the bunch. I just bought the regular one of this, and this is Alfred E. Newman, What Me Worry chase from Mad Magazine. Normally, Alfred is just, he isn't sticking out his tongue. Basically, the chase is him sticking out his tongue, but both of them are in the What Me Worry pose. So they changed the eyes, the expression a little bit, and sticking out the tongue on the chase. I really like this one. This is one that when I saw this figure was announced, I was like, wow, it'd be great to get a chase on that. And very happy to have this. I'm a big Mad Magazine fan. When I was growing up as a kid, I was reading Mad all the time. And Alfred E. Newman is the mascot of Mad Magazine. So this was, when I first looked at the pile, this was what I had my eye on. There were two figures that I really had my eyes on. So let's see, Alfred E. Newman, what does he come in at for book value here? So there you can see $13 for the regular Alfred E. Newman with the wide eyes and the What Me Worry. And then above that, his eyes are a little bit squinty, sticking out a tongue, and that one books at $35. Next, our old friend. We've been getting a lot of figures of this fellow, and I really enjoy him. This is another one that I thought would be cool, but it wasn't like necessary for me. But once I saw it and saw the price, I'm like, well, I'm definitely getting that. Very happy to have that. Another person that we lost too soon from this world, Steve Irwin. So this is a Steve Irwin chase. I think you can tell right away by looking at this what the chase version is. You can see there on the box, Steve is holding a crocodile, and in the chase version, he's holding a turtle. Crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin from the Australia Zoo. That's a very cool figure. I really liked Steve. Miss him. One of those, heroes growing up on television that teaches you a lesson, like Bob Ross taught you patience and creativity, and Steve Irwin taught you love for animals. You know, there's a few people like that in the world that have, through their own love of a certain thing, have taught us lessons, and Steve was definitely one of those people, for me anyway. So Steve Irwin, here we go, the regular version. Steve Irwin with the crocodile, $12. Steve Irwin holding the turtle, $40. So that was a no-brainer get for me. Very happy to have that. I have to get these chases into some protective holders right away. And now, the pièce de résistance. This is the one that I was most juiced to come home with. I can't believe I own this figure. I didn't think I would ever be able to own this figure. Chances of me finding it on a shelf were just next to none. That's the thing with the people who do find these on the shelf at brick and mortar retailers. They're mostly what I call door warmers. They're people who are there and they bum rush the door right first thing in the morning every time one of these stores opens, and then they check for chases, buy the chases, and they leave. So the average person has very little chance to find a chase in the wild. I have done it occasionally, but not very often at all. It's very difficult to find chases in the wild at regular price. So this last figure here that we got is none other than Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. And this chase version is the bloody version, the blood splatter all over the box. This is so cool. I wanted this as soon as I saw this figure was announced. And what's the date on this figure? Doesn't actually have a date stamp on the box, but this is a couple years old now. I think this was like an early 2020 figure, I want to say. I'm not sure, but it's been out for a while. So to be able to just pick a chase like this off their shelf at their regular price was amazing. So price on Patrick Bateman, let's see, $10 for the regular Patrick Bateman. Bloody Patrick Bateman, $55, and I got it for $13.50. Unbelievable. So happy. Can't wait to put that in a protective holder and put it up on the shelf. Do I actually have... Yeah, look, there's regular Patrick right there. There's regular Patrick right there on the shelf. You could see him on camera without the blood splatter. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of that figure for sure. So, all told, for those 7 chases, I paid, what, let's see, about 70, just over $90. Let's call it $95. And the book value on all those is $240 US. So, with tax and everything, about $95 equivalent in US dollars. Very, very pleased. So, now, am I going to be able to do this again, or is this something they're going to realize they made a mistake and they go, oh, last time you got a real deal and we weren't supposed to do that? No idea. But I will say that even though they are independent, there are a few different stores in that chain in different locations, and I happened to go to another one 2 days later. I went and looked over their wares. They had all the same things, and I didn't buy anything there because I thought, well, you know, I'll just honor the store back home because they have the same stuff. If I want to get those foster home for imaginary friends or something like that that I passed up the first time for myself, that I would just honor the store that gave me this great deal on these chase figures. I should support them and buy from them again. But this other location also had chase figures behind the counter. Some of them the same exact ones that I bought and showed you here today. And so I said the same thing to the clerk who worked there. Oh, all the chases back there, are they different prices or are they all the same price? How does that work? And they said, well, this one's $100, this one's $60, and all the others are $50 each. Oh, okay. So the cheapest chase they had there was $50 a piece. Notably, a lot of the ones that I showed you here that I got for $15, they were charging $50 for. So I don't know if there was some miscommunication. 15 sounds a lot like 50. If somebody regional manager said, yeah, the chases are all 50, and they thought they said 15 and I got them for 15, or what exactly happened there. I don't know why from store to store in the same chain that the policy was different, but I felt like it was a mistake for them to sell them to me for 15 in the first place, so I wasn't surprised that the other store wanted more. That was significantly more. I wasn't expecting them to say 50 a piece on every chase, but I wasn't surprised that they weren't also going to sell them to me for $15. And my wife said, well, you should have told them that you got them at the other location for $15. And I said, what? No, why would I do that? And she said, because then they would have said, oh, okay, we'll sell you ours for $15 too. And I said, no. They totally would not have done that. They would have said, oh, well, they shouldn't do that. And they would have picked up the phone and said, hello, why are you selling your chases for $15? Is this true? And then that would be the end of that. So if I ever have a hope of getting chases for $15 again at that store, I definitely should not mention it to another location, right? Which is why we're not even going to talk about the name of this store on this video. This is dangerous enough, just me even mentioning that this happened. So, I don't know that this will ever happen again. This is probably going to be a once-in-a-lifetime thing to be able to have that opportunity. But I'm very happy to have had it, and I'm very happy to have added many of these figures to my collection. They're just like dream pieces for me to be able to add and say, I got the chase for this. I can't believe it. Put it in a protector and boom, put it on that shelf. Put the two Patricks together side by side. Very happy. All right, so that was my dream day of shopping for Funko Pops and getting those chases. So I do have a part 2 to this, but it's very different. Another good deal, but it isn't chases. So that is the next video I'm going to make right after this. But that's all I have for you in this video here. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell so you get the notification when the next video comes around, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.